FRL for round 11 of the Monaco Grand Prix, and this time it is something different in our schedule because instead of F1 cars we are now racing in F2 cars for the championship, and this will count for the championship, by the way. So this race is really important, and 19 drivers are ready to go to the session now. I hope you are doing well. My name is Jamie Morris, and apologies for the noise in the background because it is my fan blowing, and as you all know it's very hot in the UK or wherever you are. I think it's hot everywhere else, and I'm here today with Ethan again.
Yeah, it's great to be back in the commentary box for this very interesting race for the Monaco Grand Prix in Formula 2 cars. Having a 2-week break from commentating myself, I can't wait to get back into it. What about you?
Me neither, because I had a two-week break myself, so missed quite a lot of action. I heard it was a thrilling race back in Brazil because it was a full wet race, but I saw a lot of action from people's POVs. Obviously there's no commentator because I wasn't here, but in the championship it still looks like Jules is leading by 3 points ahead of Yannick, who finished second in Brazil. Jules finishing 4th place, so championship is very close with the top two. Ginger is in 3rd place after securing 3rd place in Azerbaijan and finishing in 6th. So Ginger has moved ahead of Jill. Jill won in Azerbaijan but did not start in the Brazilian race, and he is here for Monaco. Zach is in P5 in the championship with Quicksilver in P6, who DNF'd in Azerbaijan and Brazil, so he's looking for amendments because his last result before that DNF'd in Italy and he finished P11, so he hasn't scored points for 4 races in a row. So Quicksilver then needs to sort that out as quick as he can to get back in that championship fight, because there's a lot of there's only about 4 rounds to go. But anyways, here are the F2 cars. They're making their way around the streets of Monaco, so I'm going to go on board with a random person because we don't know who's going to take pole position. But one driver has already retired, and that is Schender. He was in the Red Bull at the start of the season. He DNF'd in the Monza Grand Prix after he took out Kaz. Where is he in the championship? Schender. He's currently in P31 in the championship. DNF'd in the last race. It did not start the race before in Azerbaijan. So, that's a big slide from the Dutchman of Sylvan. He's currently in P9, hovering around the top 10. So he's drifted coming into the hairpin. Now makes his way through Portier, I believe, and now through under the tunnel. Then flat out through under the tunnel, then into the bright sunshine, coming into the Nova chicane. He drifts into there and he loses the car, and he taps the barrier with his front wing. I think he's got away with that one, but as you can see on the left hand side, it's cost him a lot of position. He's down in P17, sadly for him, so he's that mistake has cost him so much. On board with VSR Joost in the ART, coming around the final corner. As he knows, nice turning, nice exit as well. Joost will come across the line now to P1 with a 17.5, so that's a massive margin between first and second. Joost, is it his first appearance? I'm not quite sure. He's not in the championship, so I assume it's his first appearance in FRL, so already showing good signs. As VSR Joost then on pole by 8 tenths, he gets 4 points for qualifying. Jill in 2nd place, Jules in 3rd, Yannick 4th, Sem, Max, Zach, Luke, Kaz, Sahilu, Enzo, Ginger, Bakke Yogurt, Ron, Sylvan, Terror Racer, Finley, Schender and Symbolics, who got disqualified. 2 of them got disqualified, Finley and Symbolics, but Schender did not set a lap time. He retired very early on in the start of this one-shot qualified session then. So if it was a short qualified, it would be 30 minutes, wouldn't it, Ethan?
I think it would be. But another thing to also point out is that VSR Joost will pick up 4 points for taking pole position in this one-shot qualifying session. So
then, Joost on his appearance then for FRL. I know a few people are going to struggle around here in Monaco. What a place to do F2 cars in Monaco. I know last 2 weeks it was a good race for F2 in Monaco, seeing plenty of action. And let's see what the drivers can perform tonight. I know these F2 cars are more difficult to handle in terms of F1. No power steering in F2, is that correct, Ethan?
Yeah, the wheelbase of the cars is also a lot shorter than the Formula 1 cars, so typically it would be quite a challenge to drive a Formula 2 car around these kind of street circuits, but as you said, in real life it proves for really good racing in Formula 2, and as well for Formula E, who for the first time raced the full-length Monaco circuit. It proves that these smaller cars, you actually get better racing at Monaco, whereas in Formula 1 these bigger cars with a longer wheelbase and a wider tyres, they seem to, it's kind of just like single file running. So I'm going to be very interested to see how some of these FRL boys manage to adapt to the Formula 2 cars around the Monaco streets.
Exactly, we're on for the formation lap then, so let's go to the tyre phase. So super softs for VSR, no, softs for Joost, Gilles on the super softs, softs for Jules, Yannick's on the soft compound tyres, Sems on the softs, super softs for Max Rowe, softs for Zach, softs for Luke, super softs for Kaz, Sahilu on the soft compound tyres, now Enzo on the super softs. I don't know if you get to choose your tyres because I haven't raced in F2 cars. In fact I have, but I can't exactly remember how it works out. Like, can you choose your tyres, or do you, because if you qualify on the tyres you started on, that means all the top 10 will be on the same tyres, but I'm not quite sure. There's a spinner midway towards I can't remember what this corner's called.
Oh, another one, the Red Bull. Not a Red Bull, I keep thinking it's a Red Bull, but I do believe the Red Bull looking cars are the Carlin cars. I did see one spin around. Don't know whether it was a glitch or not.
I think it was one of the Carlins. It was Terra Racer or Finley. But Ginger and Bakke Yoga have already got disqualified of the session. One of them's on the super softs, the other's on the soft compound tyres. I was going to say ultra softs being purple as it was back in 2018, but no ultra softs. It was super softs, then soft tyres.
Yeah, we've had another spinner in Enzo in the tunnel. He spun it around and reset, so thankfully he's facing the right way now. But yeah, quite a few spinners on this formation. Very interesting.
And Ginger and Yogurt are exchanging words in the FRL Discord, so I can't quite tell what they're saying because they're arguing in Dutch, so sadly I can't see what they're saying. I think that means no problem from Joachim, so I think it's all sorted out between Joachim and Ginger.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be
good. Right then, so all drivers then lining up on the grid. I expect Jill to get a lightning start being on those super soft tyres then. If you can, get the outside line into turn 1, overtake him around the outside. What will Joost do in first place? Obviously, the F2 cars, so bunched up together, late on the brakes as well. You can hear the engines firing up as we get ready for the lights then. There are the lights. 3, 4, 5. And we are underway for round 11 of the Monaco Grand Prix in the F2 cars. It turns out Joost has got a really good start. Jill a bit of wheel spin, and Joost takes the lead into turn 1. But can Jill get a really good exit coming out of turn 1 and try and get Joost up the hill, which he can't do. Any action further up the back. We've got people side by side. We've got yellow flags down there. Spinners already. I can see 2 cars on the mini map out of place. So it looks like those two have had a spin somewhere on that first opening lap. But look at Jill then sliding into the corner as he applies the brakes as he comes to the hairpin now. Oh, it looks like Yannick hit the back of Jules into the hairpin. A lot of cars going very slowly. And look at that side by side between Sahilu and Enzo. Enzo trying to go down the inside of Sahilu. Now for Portier. They're both side by side. Will Sahilu get enough space? Yes, he will. But he almost lost traction coming out of Portier. And I think he has to stay behind unless he'll go for a late lunge into the Nova chicane, which he doesn't do. Will he try to go down the inside? No, he can't. There's no space there, but they're sliding through the corner of Nova chicane. Sahilu has actually scraped the wall coming in at the end of the Nova chicane. Slavan almost took advantage of that, but it looks like a clean first lap so far from everybody. And the spinners were Ginger's at the back of the field now. He's the one that got disqualified from the formation lap, so I expect him to have really cold tyres, and I think he's got away with any front wing damage. Bakke Yogurt's down there too, so it must like Yogurt and Ginger have came into contact again in the races. Ginger and Yogurt are in the pit, so VSR Joost has set the fastest lap on those soft compound tyres. Got Jill behind on the super soft, so I expect him to be quicker than Joost at this stage of the race. And Yannick's on the back of Jules there. Those two fighting for the championship as Jill goes a bit wide, and the gap is now 1.5 seconds, so he's lost quite a lot of time as he slides into the corner again. They're all sliding, aren't they?
Yeah, it's quite an interesting race so far. Bakke Yogurt was caught in with that turn 1 incident. So the 2 ART cars, as well as Finley and Terror Racer, those 4 drivers caught up in that turn 1 incident.
Now, I'm not sure if that was a bit of lag, but Kaz, at the exit of Portier, he made contact with the barrier, so I'm not quite sure if that was lag, because we did see a glitch when it happened. As off the road goes Enzo, he gets a 3-second tyre penalty, so he's misjudged his braking coming into the Nova chicane. It's cost him a 3-second tyre penalty already, so not really going his way at all.
I think there's been another bit of collision between Symbolics and Finley going into the Portier corner. Both of them have got front wing damage from what I can see, so really not the start of the Grand Prix that those 2 drivers would have wanted.
And Yost has set the fastest lap again with a 20.6. I'm not quite sure if I saw it properly, but look at the gap that Yost has. It's a 2.1 second gap over Jill on the faster tyres at this stage of the race. So looking really looking nice for him so far for Yost. As Bakayoko overtakes Ginger again. I think Bakayoko made a mistake because there was yellow flags in that area suggesting that Yoko made a mistake, and that's allowed Ginger to get past. And Ron has got past Shedder for P13. Where is he? Yeah, he's got past him, and he's up into 30th place ahead of the Unii Virtuosi Racing Team.
Just checking the biggest winners from the beginning of this Grand Prix. And even though Shender, as you said, has just lost a position to Ron, he has
hold up.
4 positions.
Sorry to interrupt, but Jill has made a mistake into the Nova chicane. He slowed down to avoid a penalty, and that cost him because that's allowed Jules to be up in 2nd place. So Jill looks like he's struggling at the moment. Keeps losing the back end, as I've seen him do it previous laps. There's Yannick all over the back of Jill. Remember, Jules and Yannick are fighting for the championship with only about 3 races left to go. So really desperate times at the Monaco Grand Prix to get past, but it's quite difficult, it must be said. But Enzo has crashed at the beginning of the pit lane. Not really seen that before, but he got stuck in the wall.
That is definitely not something that you want to be doing, especially on a live stream as well. One of those crashes is going to definitely be picked up by us commentators, unfortunately.
You can see Yannick closing all over the back of Jill. Jill looks like he's struggling now. He's on those super soft tyres, so I expect him to struggle now. So he's going to have those soft tyres right behind him. There's Sam, he's currently under pressure from Maxwell right behind. And there's yellow flags somewhere on the track. That is Finley, who's having troubles down at the swimming pool section. Back on board with Jill. I don't think Yannick is close enough to make an overtake. It's too far back to make an overtake happen, but manages to get his braking right this time. Doesn't go wide. I think Sylvan is right at the back of Kaz. Kaz has gone deep into the Nova chicane. Oh, he almost split. He almost spun.
Good save that was. Oh, he's gone into the wall to back. As Silahu.
Oh, with a side by side. Still look at a side by side coming into the swimming pool section, and he has to cut the corner. And somebody's hit the wall again. Is that Sahilo? Yes, it has.
Yeah.
He has hit the wall.
I don't know whether he's got damage. 2 hits on that right end plate. Yes, he does. He does have right end plate damage, but not as much damage as is that Kaz. Kaz has lost more or less half of his front wing on those super soft tyres, but still staying out. Very odd decision from him. Maybe he wants to track position instead.
As you can see, Yannick is right on the back of Jill, the UNI Virtuosi team, trying to get past the BWT Race Lab. He can't afford to let Jules pull away too much, because Jules now is out of the 1 second range of DRS, whether it makes a difference or not. But he's out of range is Jules, as somebody's made a mistake down at the first corner. Looks like he's going now, so that mistake is cleared up rather nicely. And he can't get close enough into the Nova chicane to make an overtake. He is close to the first sector, the third sector, but oh, he almost loses the car. You can see, really fighting that car for traction. Oh, look at Jill then, look at that. He's really struggling with the rear end of that car as he comes into the swimming pool section.
I don't know whether it's a combination of the tyres, but these Formula 2 cars are very twitchy on the traction.
Oh.
Not like Formula 1 cars, as Jill is now into the pit lane in the BWT Race Lab car, taking those super soft tyres off and putting on the soft tyres. He's going to be the first one to blink from the super soft tyre runners who hasn't had an incident. Very clean pit stop from him. So maybe an inspired strategy call there from Jill. We'll see how that pans out.
It was a very late pit stop for Sahila because I just saw the mechanics running out of the garage literally to make a pit stop for Sahila. He goes onto the soft compound tyres and out he goes, so that's a very long pit stop as well. F2 cars, F2 takes a very long time, especially changing the front wing. Must be like sat there for like 30 seconds or something.
Yeah, it's I think they're limited on how many people are allowed to work on the car in pit stops, so you can't have like a massive horde of pit crews working on the cars when they come into the pits. So that's why it takes quite a considerable amount of time in comparison.
I do like watching F2 cars because it performs some really great racing, and you have to fight the car a lot with these F2 cars. Really difficult to handle.
It really shows the level of driver ability, I think.
Look at Yannick, he's struggling with traction. He's got a Sem right behind him. He's trying to close the gap down to Jules. 2.6 seconds. Remember, Jules is the championship leader by 3 points, and that's a car coming out of the pit lane, and that is Enzo, who is a lap down now. He came out in 19th place. His Bakke Yoga picks himself up a 3-second time penalty, and Kaz has pitted on the super soft tyres, going onto the softs. But look at that, you got a battle for third place there with Enzo also involved, as Yannick then squirrely coming out of the casino square. Is this Massenet? I think it is Massenet. Not quite familiar with the corner names. In fact, I forgot. It's when Nico Rosberg went off. Yeah.
I know this one's 48, where Yannick's coming around now. Definitely know the last one's 48.
Hopefully Enzo gets out of the way because he can distract the drivers, and that's a driver who's made an error. That's Finley, who's made a mistake again in the same corner, and I think he might have to get off those super soft tyres because coming into an end. Let's go back on board with 7 then, see what he's doing. He's still got Enzo. Enzo's been passed about 3 or 4 blue flags now. I think he really needs to get out of the way because it can be a distraction for other drivers, as Finley has retired from the session. I'm not sure if he did it on track. No, he hasn't. He did it in the pit lane. That's really distracting because Semi's trying to get past Yanni, but he can't because Enzo's right in the middle. And finally gets out of the way.
Even though Enzo is ghosted, he's still pushing. So very, very distracting with this the ghost system in F1 2020. Thankfully, it's changing for F1 2021.
Go to P13, about to see an overtake. Oh, down the inside goes Kaz on the Ginger. And he made the overtake stick, but has he? Because no, Ginger's got a 3-second time penalty. They both barge wheels, and the side by side now coming into to back. Ginger's going to run out of road, and he's going to hit the wall just like that. And Kaz has got himself up into P13. So Ginger has sustained front wing damage. He hasn't. Oh, we hit the wall again, so he might have to come into the pit lane. Not really a good race so far from the Ginger, and into the pits he goes. So if it was to end like this, Ron will take pole position for the next race because the top 8 is reversed. So Joost will start 8th, Ron will start 1st, and obviously track position is key around here. So Ron's got a high chance of winning the race. If all goes well for him, Sem almost loses it coming out to back. The rear end is just stepping out. Looks so unstable when you go on board with Sem, and Enzo has got back past the Prema of Sem. But he's still got DRS.
Top 8 will be reversed for the next race because, interestingly enough, the top 8 are all the only drivers yet to not make a pit stop in this Grand Prix. They're all on the soft tyres and they haven't come in yet.
So behind Sem, Ginger has got a 5-second time penalty for crossing the pit lane exit, and Enzo has lost his own plate as he went wide into turn 1. He met the barrier, and the barrier took off a piece of his front wing. So Enzo then, we're struggling in these corners. Sem is still trying to get past him. What would you do? Would you just back off and I don't know, because obviously you've got the pace to keep up, has Enzo.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure the tyre life around this track with these cars, the Formula 2 cars, but maybe start thinking about an undercut maybe. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, if he came into the pits now, he'd definitely be in clean air. So maybe an undercut could be the way forward for Sem if he wants to get past Yannick.
I think thinking opposite. Am I thinking about? I actually don't know because as you quite clearly saw, the super soft tyres did not last long at all, did they? About 5-6 laps, and they were sliding all over the place on those super softs. So it's staying out on the softs. It's staying out on the softs much better as Enzo gets out of shape. It's staying out on the softs much better than pitting early to do an undercut on these super softs.
Yeah, I think he should stay out on the softs for a while, but if he wants to think, if he's thinking long term, then at this moment in time, as well as trying to keep the gap to Yannick, I would be thinking about what my strategy call would be, whether it be an overcut or an undercut. I'd be calculating that.
So the gap now between Jules and Yannick is 1.3 seconds, and in fact it's closing and closing because the gap before was like 2.4 seconds before the pit stops, and Yannick has managed to close in on Jules, the two championship protagonists, as Yannick almost lost it coming out of there as he makes his way into Portier. As a safety car, has it been deployed? Is there a safety car? It's not popping up.
Crashed coming out of,
it's a safety car, yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, safety car is now deployed. It did pop up for like 5 seconds, but the safety car has been deployed because Kaz has crashed somewhere as Shender picks up a speeding ticket for a speeder to the pit lane.
Yeah, I do believe that Shender crashed out of the Lewis Chiron corner, the one which you can currently see if you're on board with Yannick there. I think he's just jumped the curb and done a Max Verstappen, gone straight into the wall, just like Charles Leclerc as well in qualifying. Jumped the curb and gone into the wall. Unfortunately, a few of the drivers now soft tyres coming into the pit lane.
Oh, Sam, no! That's a BS penalty for Sam. He's got a 5-second tyre penalty for collision with Enzo. So that's not fair because I caught that, and that's not really a penalty-worthy situation. So I think that's BS penalty. Guess what? Both Premers have to stack because FRL Luke is now in the pits onto a brand new set of tyres. And look at that! Look how long he's got to wait for. He's gonna drop like a stone. And finally get the tyres changed and onto the super softs he goes. But Jill has stayed out there because Jill, remember, he started on the super soft tyres as Joost and Bakayoko are fighting behind the safety car. Right, so Jill stayed out there because he started on the super soft tyres and switched over to the soft car power tyres. Sam is on a brand new set of softs. I'm not quite sure. Right, let me go check the tyre situation. Right, go on the race director, Ethan. And Sam's left. Yeah, I think I know why he's left. Come on, Sam. There's a feature race next race.
Yeah, Sam's gone soft, so we'd have to make another pit stop, unfortunately.
Oh, so that's a shame. I don't think he meant to do it, but soft then for Sam. If he was to join back the session, we'll have to pit again. His AI car would do that anyway, but sadly, there's a rule where you have to be on both compounds. That applies in the F2 race as well. So that's a shame. A shame for Sam because he could have been on the podium if he just chose the right tyres. It looks like it's a Dutch 1-2-3 at the moment, but obviously with Sam leaving, Jill will be in third place.
Going to be quite an interesting end to the race with these super soft tyre runners. They're going to have to go at a considerable distance. Yeah, I know that they're under the safety car at the moment, and that will help tyre wear, but how long can they really stretch those super soft tyres for? We saw the longest runner on super softs go 6 laps before the safety car come out. So it's an interesting one.
And who is that going past our screen? That is Enzo unlapping himself. Oh, he's just hit the barrier. I'm not sure you're allowed to do that. Enzo's just literally unlapping himself, and I'm not quite sure. I've not seen anybody do that in the past before. He's right behind the safety car. Bakayoka's going through as well. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. And Bakayoko and Enzo are fighting for track position. Enzo's got past again, so really confusing what's going on between those two.
That is weird. I know you can get a rule. I have seen it sometimes where you can get waved through by the safety car, but not in a situation like this, where he's in the middle of the pack, and he looks like he's going to go and overtake the safety car every time he gets up to it, but then backs out.
Overtake?
Out anyone.
Yeah, you don't want that situation. Enzo, just whatever you're doing, man, just please be careful. You're gonna overtake, but if you're not, just stay behind and don't distract Yost.
Yeah, Yost has put on a brilliant show so far. Pole position, dominated the race up until the safety car period, and he's even still in first
Come on,
place
man.
after having
No, he's gonna go for it. He's side by side with him now. I'm not quite sure what Enzo's doing. But Enzo, he needs to just stay behind him. If you're gonna overtake, just do it. But if you're not gonna overtake, just don't threaten to overtake and not do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I mean, he keeps going for it and then backing out. So I'm very confused. Very confused.
The problem is, if he does hit Yost and Yost gets a 5-second time penalty, he will not be happy with that one.
No, definitely not. I don't think anybody would.
Obviously, you don't want to disrupt his race.
Yeah, something to take into consideration. The fact that Bakayoko and Enzo are in between Yost and Jules means Jules can't attack Yost.
At the restart?
Yeah, on the restart. He's got 2 cars in front of him.
That is true indeed. Jill will take a podium because Sem's AI will pit him for the mandatory pit stop onto a different tyre, but it's a shame for Sem. I feel sorry for his teammate Luke. He'll see that his teammate's left and thinking, well, we just double stacked, what a waste of time really.
Yeah, very unfortunate, but then again, if Luke stays where he is now, he will be effectively on pole position for the sprint race.
That is true actually, he'll be P8 because Sem's left, Sem's AI car will drop down the order and Luke will be up into P8, so not all bad for Luke. He'll get a pole position for the next race. Safety car is indeed in this lap, and like you said, Jules has got 2 cars in front of him, so I say Yost is safe.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Lap 13 out of 21, then we've got 8 race laps left to go. It shows decision whether to go or not. We'll probably go at the end of this corner because it's not really much of a straight to overtake. And I think he'll go. He's got Enzo right behind him right now. And Bakayoko immediately gets out of the way as Jill will take a podium because Luke has left. And he will move up into 3rd place as Zach almost lost a car. That's allowed the Dutch bit of Slyvan to come past, and Symbolics has retired. And I'm not quite sure what's happened down there, but that was a lovely move from Slyvan to go up into P4. Well, P5 and P4 because Sem's left as contact's been made into turn 8.
Enzo's getting absolutely swamped at the moment, but not pulling over to let anybody through. He drifted around the Mirabeau corner. Very odd line to say the least. But, go on.
What is this car? The Trident, not a Trident. Oh, Jill's lost it. Jill's lost it. He's parked it, and he's reset to track as well. So Jill then has cost himself a podium, and he's back down to 9th place. I was about to say that Slyvan could get a podium because he's on the super softs in the high tech, and his opponent's on the soft, and he was holding him down, but Jill made that mistake, and Slyvan is now on the podium.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind he had a difficult qualifying session because I remember he didn't get disqualified. He just made a lot of mistakes on that lap.
Yeah. So well done to him for finding himself in a podium position, but he does have 3 seconds of time penalties, so that might Bakayoko pulls into the pits and retires the car just like his teammate, but his teammate on that safety car restart was just about to touch on it. He just went straight into the wall in turn 1. Couldn't quite see it, but I saw it down the hill. He was parked there in the wall, so I think that's where he retired, unfortunately for him.
It could be an interesting battle between Maxwell and Yannick because Maxwell's on the old soft tyres compared to Yannick's new super soft tyres, which have done safety car laps. So while the light's in the tyres, he needs to get past Maxwell as quick as he can before the tyres start wearing out for himself. And he slides into the corner, he spins, no! He's going to be absolutely frustrated with that one, my friend.
Yeah, he'll be fuming at that one. dropped it under the braking, and he picks up a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, just to rub salt into the wounds. And then he hits the wall coming out of the back and loses an end plate. He's going for it now. I don't think he cares at this point.
The championship fight between Jules and Yannick is most likely going to Jules' hands at the moment.
I think Yannick is, there we go, I thought he would. He lost his head, unfortunately, after that incident down at the chicane, and he's retired in the pit lane.
Slivan's not done yet. He's got Jules up ahead and he's fighting him for P2, but like you said, he's got a 3-second time penalty, so most likely drop down to P6 probably. But he did a fantastic job on his recovery to go up into P3. Where did he start? He started down in P15, he's up into P3, so what a recovery drive, but sadly he's got a 3-second time penalty weighing him down and he's currently fighting for P2.
Quite possibly only drop down to 5th as Max Rowe has a time penalty as well.
Luke in P6, so he won't take pole position. That'll belong to Sahilu, and Sahilu's been through a lot of trouble in this race, but I like the reverse feature because it'll bring some interesting racing in the next feature race.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see if Just is good at overtaking as well as doing a 2013 Sebastian Vettel and just disappearing from the field in first position. I think it'll actually be Jill who starts on pole position because Sahilu's got a 6-second time penalty.
Ah, it's true indeed. So Jill, the man who spun and is currently down in P9, but if he stays where he is, not get any penalties, he'll finish in P8 and he'll take pole position for the feature race. Fastest lap is 2 points, and I wonder who's got that at the moment. Let me go check. The fastest lap belongs to Joost. Not surprised.
I thought it would be.
The fastest lap is worth 2 points.
So that's 6 points that he's got from speed alone. 4 from getting pole position in a one-shot qualifying session, and then it'll be 2 for fastest lap in this feature race. So he's racking up a lot of points for his first ever race.
We know he's got the pace, but when it comes to the feature race, we'll see how good his overtaking is.
Yeah, definitely. So if you add his, I'm not gonna confirm that he's gonna win this race because I don't want to put the commentator's curse on him. But if you add his 6 points for fastest lap and pole position with the 15 points he'll get for winning this feature race, that puts him on a cool 21 points.
Is that a VSC? Yeah, it's a VSC.
I think it is, yes. What was that for?
I'm not quite sure. Ginger's retired in the pit lane. Start for him. Sam's pitted. His AI car is pitted. Not quite sure why the VSC was out there.
Sam is being controlled by the AI, isn't it?
Yep.
So, very interesting. Possibly it might be because Ginger retired in the pit lane and then he had 2 cars come into the pits. I'm not 100% sure though, but I don't see any reason why it should be out. But those 21 points that Joost might get will put him into, I do believe, 19th place in the championship in his first race.
Oh, something's happened further down. Max Rowe has had a problem coming to the Nova chicane. He's allowed Luke to get past him, so FRL Luke has moved himself up into 5th place. And Max Rowe, whether he was sleeping on the VSC or made a mistake in the Nova chicane, he's lost a position. And look at that train between 5th and 8th.
Yeah, I know. Look at them all, nose to tail stuck here. It's going to be interesting to see if these soft runners can capitalise on their fresher tyres in comparison to those super soft runners. So I do believe they've done 8 laps at this point on super soft. Yes, they've had the safety car and VSC, but surely those tyres be at the end of their life at this point.
Look at that. Sarvad all over the back of Jules and Luke now under pressure from Max Rowe. Oh, he was lost it coming out of the Casino Square. Ron is defending from Sahilu. Remember, Jill will most likely take pole position because of Sahilu's penalties. Look at that, he's trying to go around the outside on the hairpin, but he can't quite make it. Not enough room there on that occasion for him. And Maxwell then still behind Luke on those old soft tyres. I wonder what he could do with 2 laps to go. And apparently, I don't know if Jules will win the championship right now, with there's 3 races left to go. Yannick says GG's at the championship. I think he's just saying that because he knows he's got less of a chance. The odds are against him.
Yeah, it's going to be guaranteed that Jules will extend his championship lead in this first race. That's if he finishes, because you never know at Monaco, anything can happen. And Yannick will also have this the sprint race to contend with.
That is true. I could say both, but say...
Ooh, with a little bit of a squirm coming out of Sandoval. Luckily, Max Rowe can't capitalise on that though, so maybe those super soft tyres are actually keeping their freshness in the amount of grip that they've got.
Both dams won't be scoring points again. They need these points because Bakayoko hasn't scored 4 points for 4 races in a row. He is not really had the best races ever since after which one was it? It was Belgium. Could have won the race, but his tyres were dying anyway. Netherlands, he could have won the race, but Gio managed to hold him off. But ever since then, he just couldn't find his rhythm and momentum. I wonder because he is switched to the wheel, so I'm not sure if he's not used to the wheel or not. Oh, Max has hit the wall, and he's hit the wall again. And that's definitely going to allow Rod to get past him much easier now. As look at that. Sorry, I misjudged it, I misread it. But Rod, yeah, he's right behind Max for P6 now. This will be easier for him, being on these old soft tyres and for wind damage. Rod's going to be crawling over the back of him.
This is going to be one of those amazing last lap duels, I think. Because Max Rowe is going to have to defend for his life from Ron. But then again, this is Monaco, so if there is one lap where you can defend with damage, it's going to be around the street circuit.
Seen it in other league races before. He can defend if you got damage, but it's Ron. Where will he make his overtake? You're going to have to wait later and probably to Nova Chicane. He'll have a better exit coming out of Portier, but at least straight line speed good enough to try to overtake him into Nova Chicane.
Potentially get him into Raskas.
Raskas. Oh yeah, Raskas.
Coming out of you've got the swimming pool section, then Chiron, and then Raskas. That is where downforce and mechanical grip kind of come together. So this section here, they really need that downforce that he's missing.
The way he stands, oh, I'm not quite sure. Joost has won the race, but there's a puncher from Luke. Luke has got a puncher, and there's cars all over the back of him. Max hits the wall coming out of Raskas, and Luke is really struggling. He's got Ron beside him, and Sahilu behind him. And look at that, they're racing to the line. He squirrels on the exit. Sahilu will take 2 places, and there's Jill. Oh, spinner! Oh!
Oh my god.
Mad. Absolutely mad.
Mental. What on earth happened there?
Luke just got a punch out of the blur, like 11 lap old super softs.
I told you, those super softs, I don't think they were going to go the full distance. But wow. What an end to the Monaco Grand Prix feature race for these F2 cars here.
4 cars involved. Jill, Ron, Luke, Max. Unbelievable. Sahilu took 2 cars in one, and Jill was right behind.
I would definitely not have said that Max Rowe was going to make an overtake, let alone keep his position at the beginning of that lap.
Wow. I didn't even announce the race winner, but Joost wins the Monaco Grand Prix ahead of Jules. Zach finishes in 3rd place from Solvan. Driver of the day for sure, from 15th to 4th. Luke P5, Jill P6, Ron P7. Max will take pole position for the feature race. Sahilu P9, Toe Racer P10, Sam in 11th place, Enzo P12, Ginger P13, Yannick P14, Symbolics P15 and Bakayoko P16, both dams having a horrible race. Kaz in P17, Shenda in P18 and Finley in P19. But that was a
mental race, that was. Jules also extends his championship lead to 15 points now over his closest rival, which I do believe is Yannick.
Be interested to see what Joost can do then, because he will start P8 and I'd really like to see what he can do if he can overtake. We know he's definitely got the pace. He had a 10-second gap over Jules for first and second, but overtake is a lot more harder.
Yeah, definitely, but Joost looks like he's got some pace. Now it's just time to, like you said, he needs to keep his head pretty cool around the streets of Monaco to make sure that he can keep focus around the streets. Make sure he gets the overtakes done. Don't risk too much damage on the front wing. Don't risk lighting your rear tyres up as well, because we've seen that the tyres, they can't go the full distance the way that you think Formula 1 tyres can go, as seen by that puncture there. So it's going to be a very, very interesting sprint race, this one. I am right in saying that the sprint race is no pit stops.
Yes. You have to make a pit stop in the sprint race.
Yeah, but you can if something goes wrong.
Yes.
So it'll be very interesting. Like I said, tyre wear. I think that's going to be. Usually I'd ask you for a prediction, but the way that feature race went, I don't think we can predict anything.
It's not really a finish you expect at Monaco, is it?
No, definitely not.
4 cars within what, 5/10 of each other?
Oh yeah, I know. And then crossing the line, one went sideways across the line.
It was Luke because of that puncher.
Yeah.
15 laps around the Monaco Grand Prix. Whoever started on the super soft tyres, which I hope nobody is. Nope, nobody's on the super softs. Yeah, so they only lasted 11 laps, plus the safety car period, plus the VSC.
Well, I'd say possibly 7 laps at the most on super soft tyres. But like you said, nobody has started on the super soft tyres. Everyone's on the soft red wall tyres.
BWT first and third, and Ron second place for Trident, Luke in fourth for Prema, Sarvan fifth for High Tech, Zach in P6 for Carlin, Jules in P7 for Campos, Joost in P8 for ALT Racing, ninth place is Sahilu for the Campos Racing team, Terra Racer P10 for can't pronounce that, 7 P11 for Prema, Enzo P12 for MP Motorsport, Ginger in P30 for ALT, Yannick P40 for UNI Virtuosi Racing, Symbolics in P15 for Dams, along with his teammate Bakayoko, Kaz in P17 for Trident, Shenda in P18 for UNI Virtuosi Racing Team, Finley P19 for the one I can't pronounce. Charouz.
Charouz. I think it's Sauber's junior team.
Is it?
Yes.
I know one of. Oh, I think somebody's hit the back of somebody. I think the top 2 might get disqualified.
Maxwell. There we go. Ron got disqualified, but because Max Rowe had his car taken over by the game, he gets to finish the lap.
I don't think it'll be too much of a problem for Ron. But saying that though, Finley is still. Yeah, he's catching up now. He's coming through Raskas.
They're already lining up behind him there, so I don't think it would have affected him too much, but not ideal. And again, luckily, I think this is the shortest run down into turn 1 of any Formula 1 track, so I don't think those cold tyres will affect him too much on that race start.
Alright then, so we're just waiting for a good camera angle because this one's shocking. There we go. 4 lights, 5 lights. Underway for the future race for round 11 of the Monaco Grand Prix, and it looks like Jill has got a really good start. Rod's had a difficult start, and down the inside goes Jill into P2, and looks like Rod's only lost that one place there despite those cold tyres at the start. Luke, by the way, is fighting with Zach and Sylvan for down the inside he goes. There's a ghosted car is Sylvan, but they're still fighting side by side now, as looks like Sylvan has taken the place off him, but here comes Zach, who's alongside Luke. Down the inside he goes, and it's still side by side. Will Luke force to move into the hairpin? Is alongside it, but no, he doesn't. Yes, he goes for it down the inside of Zach, but not enough room, and Zach takes the place off Luke for P5. And there's yellow flags at the back of this train, and that is nobody so far, it seems. But Seb's dropped down to last place, being a ghosted car. Meanwhile, Max leads ahead of his teammate Jill, so it's a BWT 1-2. Ron's in third place, Sylvan's in fourth place, Zach's in P5 ahead of Luke. Luke's dropped back a bit from Zach behind. What do you think about this opening lap then?
Very, very pleased about how clean that first lap was in comparison to the feature race. But those two race lab cars of Max, Rowe and Jill really doing quite well for themselves there. And big surprise, Eust still in P8, couldn't make an overtake on the first lap.
It's really difficult to overtake down there. Anyways, Enzo's under pressure from Ginger. Here comes Ginger alongside him. Enzo breaks late into turn 1 as they both do. Does he leave enough room? Yes he does, but Ginger gets the better exit, and he's alongside now, climbed up the hill as we come towards Casino Square. Ginger has the inside line as Enzo, hopefully don't go in the wall, he scrapes the wall. That was so close between those two as Ginger takes the place off Enzo, and here comes Yannick.
Down the inside for the Uni Vitrosi car. Is he going to make the move stick before the hairpin? No, he isn't. Enzo's still got the nose in. Good effort from Enzo there. Unfortunately, couldn't hold on to his position, but good racing from him there.
That side effect.
All three drivers involved.
That sound effect that somebody hit the wall, somebody did hit the wall. I don't know who it was, but was it Finley? He's not in the session. I think it was Shender. Somebody hit the wall into the hairpin because I heard him, but I didn't see him. So, yeah, good move from Enzo.
I mean, Shender, he's lost his front left end plate, so that would make sense. Oh, as he hits the wall again on the chicane and gets a 5-second time penalty for corner footing. Unfortunately for him, first he hit the wall where Michael Schumacher hit the wall in 1996, and then unfortunately he's gone from bad to worse for Shender and that Uni Vitrosi car. So possibly a pit stop here for him.
I think Joachim has made a mistake into the last corner.
Made a mistake, yeah. Good call, well done.
I just saw the full map. He's retired. Will that cause a safety car? I'm not quite sure. Was it in the pit lane? Did he reverse to the pit lane?
I think he was going into the pit lane as it is, possibly for some damage, and then I think he stacked it on the pit lane entry, and he's just retired.
Oh, down the inside goes Sylvan and Ron into the hairpins, and it's a very slow corner, so I expect everybody to pile up on him. And Ron defends the position to Sylvan, but all of them are right behind Sylvan as the VSC has been called for, which will neutralise the race.
Yeah, that's going to save quite a few people, I think. Ron especially, because look at that train stuck behind him. He's currently... Ooh.
Oh, a drive-through penalty for Kaz.
That is unlucky, that is. And that is so unlucky. You just need to stick to the delta. But for Ron, it's really going to help him because the two race lab cars have pulled away. They've got a 3.5 second gap now to Ron in third place in that Charou's car. But Ron's got a real big train behind him.
Sylvan was right on the back of him, but he defended beautifully, did Ron. Didn't lose the car, didn't lose his head, and managed to stay in P3. But like you said, the top two really pulling away now as the virtual safety car, I think, is ending. Hopefully it ends right now. And look at that, Luke goes down the inside of Zach. No, he backs out of it, knowing he couldn't make the corner. If he did, yeah, good attempt though.
Just speeding under the VSC, so I think he went too early. Kaz and Ginger have both retired.
Big shame. Ginger was third in the championship, but I don't think that'll be the case anymore, depending how it turns out at the end of the race. But Sylvan
also lost the car coming out of Portier. I think he's given up now, Shender. He's just trying his hardest to get back to the pits and retire the car.
Big train between 3rd to 8th and 9th, and Yanni's 3 seconds back towards Sahilu as well. So big train, and then right behind Ron is Sylvan looking for a podium. He almost got it in the feature race, but with that 3-second time penalty weighing down on him, he couldn't quite make it. But can he get a podium for this one? bit of debut on the track as well. If that was real life, that'd probably be a safety car, or VSC. And the yellow flags in that first sector, that is safety car. Wow, what have I just said?
You called that? That was brilliant. I do believe that...
Don't go in the pits, what are you doing? Why are you in the pits for? Oh, you just cost yourself a podium.
Oh, who's gone in? Who's gone in?
Ron, why did you go in the pits for? Yeah, mate, that's
Luke, Ron and Yannick fall into the pits. They're going for the super softs.
Yeah, the super softs. I mean, people on the super softs won't make it because there's 10 laps to go. Was that a right decision to pit? I don't think it was because track position.
I don't think it was. No.
Yeah, Ron's cost himself a lot here.
Then again, Yannick has not really lost anything. I think when the safety car was called out, he was in 10th or 9th. He's only lost 2 positions.
Oh, he almost spun coming out of the Casino Square, did Ron. If I was Ron, I wouldn't have bid it because he was at 3rd place.
He's put on the soft tyres. So Ron came in and put on the softs. Let me quickly consult with the race director. Yeah, Ron come in, pit on the softs. Luke also went back onto a set of softs, and Yannick has come in on super softs. So maybe he thinks that he can take it the full distance, but he's got to race at a pretty decent speed to catch up to that safety car pack. So it's not like he's going to be saving tyre wear.
Yeah, exactly as well. He's going to be pushing quite a lot, trying to make it to the safety car queue. They're on the main straight, and Yannick is coming through the swimming pool section as he picked up a 3-second time penalty for cutting this second part. As back in the pits goes Luke and Ron.
I think they'll both move on to the super soft tyres now.
Interesting strategy call.
Super softs.
Luke's on the softs. Yeah, he's on the softs.
What on earth is going on? But then again, if you think back to the Italian Grand Prix, the 2 Haas drivers for that race, I do believe
Miculizzi and Ron.
And someone else.
Ron.
Yeah, oh yeah, Ron. There you go. Miculizzi and Ron, 5 stoppers. And Ron got a podium. So it can be done. It can be done.
I'm not quite sure if Yannick will pick up a penalty because he's just overtaken Finley, who's a ghosted car. You can't overtake anybody, and if he doesn't give the place back, he might find himself with a 5-second time penalty, unless he's got away with it somehow, as someone's left the session. Ginger.
Ginger is gone. He had already retired though.
Hopefully that won't glitch the lobby in any way, shape or form.
Fingers crossed. You never know with Formula 1 2020.
I think the safety car will stay out for one more lap, I think, and they'll come in.
Yeah, I don't think I saw any notification.
Oh, Gilles almost hit the wall coming into Raskas. He managed to avoid it and sustain no damage, but got to be careful not to do that because both racing, both BWTs are really in a good position in 1st and 2nd place. Artem Markov and Alesi.
Yeah, those race lab cars. Unfortunately, they are their massive lead neutralised, which is not good. But the high-tech car of Sylvain was closed up due to the safety car. So let's see what he can do. Obviously, he was stuck behind. Was it Ron? I think it was Ron. Yeah, he was stuck behind Ron, who was in 3rd place. So when the safety car comes in, he will then be released and potentially try and attack Jill and Maxwell for a win. Very interested to see what those people who came into the pits can do. Because unlike Monza, where Ron got that podium on that 5-star, this is Monaco, and this is the complete opposite.
Championship fight, I think Jill and Zach will overtake Ginger because they're picking up a lot of points in comparison to Ginger, who scored no points in the last race. I think Zach and Sylvan did. Zach and Jules did. So Zach and Jill will be fighting for third place in the championship, with Russia, Spain and Hungary left to go.
Ooh, Yannick overtakes Finley as the safety car's coming in.
Don't want to be doing that because it'll give you a 5-second time penalty. Look at that, look at that, that's a massive, yeah.
Maxwell's gone already. Yeah, he's gone.
Right then, so Gill's right behind his teammate. Will he make a move into turn 1? He runs out straight to do so, as Yannick is retired. So no points for him, and that's Jules stepping ever closer to the championship. And look at that, first and second then. I thought Jill would try to go around the outside, but he makes Max out break himself. He hasn't gone wide enough to do the switch back on him. Will he do one down the inside? Looks like Max is struggling on traction. Jill tried different ways to try and get past his teammate. Max goes a bit deep into there as we come down into the hairpin. So Jill really tried on his teammate, but sadly for him, he couldn't quite make it work out. Obviously they don't want to make contact because they're going to throw themselves a lot of points away.
I've got to say, brilliant car placement from Maxwell there, defending from Jill.
I'd say the same thing as well. Didn't go too wide and didn't allow the door open for Jill to go through it. He just defended beautifully, he placed his car in the right place. Maintains its lead, and it'll be a race lap 1-2, hopefully for them. I wonder what the guys on the Super Softs are doing. Terror Racer is behind Finley, he's on the Super Soft tyres, but obviously Finley is not racing. So Terror Racer, Ron and Symbolics are on Super Soft tyres. No DRS for 3 laps. What Joe's doing down there in P6, he is behind Jules, fighting for P5. They've got Zach ahead of him. Oh, look at that, Slyvan. Sorry.
The car's very evenly spaced out, to be fair.
Slyvan is behind Jill. He's caught up right behind him. And I don't know if Max and Jill will be working together, because I know they're both French and they're both friends. So might be working with each other to keep Slyvan in third place and pick up the big points as they are in first and second. Remember, Jill spun into another chicane in the last race. Hopefully they don't do that again.
I think both Jill and Maxwell know that Maxwell has proved that he is quicker around Monaco. Not by much, but he deserves that first place. So I think Jill might save the risk of crashing into his teammate by not really attempting to overtake him. As Jill sets the fastest lap.
DRS is enabled as Luke goes into the pits for some reason. He was right behind Terror Racer, looking at his rear wing, but I don't know why he's in the pits. That's his third pit stop, I think, for Luke.
I think Luke had a drive-through.
Oh, yeah, probably explains it why then. Symbolics has made a mistake into the first corner. Sam's pitted, and he's onto the super soft tyres. I don't think he is. Sam left the session in the feature race, he never came back, so that's just his AI car pitting.
Yeah, his car is ghosting, so don't think he's driving, unfortunately.
Sam has put Luke's put himself on a brand new, on the old set of softs, so I'm not quite sure why he's pitted again. Oh yeah, it's a drive-through penalty. Sorry about that. I was just wondering why he pitted. That's all.
Lock up into Rascas, nearly goes into the wall twice there. Going to allow Jill to close up within 3/10 nearly. Got DRS. I don't think he's close enough to make moves. He's set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix.
No safety car, please, no safety car. Oh dear, oh, it's a virtual.
Oh, I can't believe that fight turns for position 1 was really heating up there.
Yost set the fastest lap. He did drop back from Jules, and allowed his car to breathe a bit, getting out of the dirty air, and he's gone for a fast lap. So Joost then has picked up the fastest lap, taken away by Jill. Taken away from Jill, sorry. Jill's at the back of his teammate. I wonder how hard these two will fight, knowing they've got the Thai high-tech driver behind him.
Jill was just about to go for that, up the hill. He had the run on him. And then the safety car, the virtual safety car was pulled out, unfortunately, which has momentarily halted Jill's progress. Will we go green?
Oh, well, it's right behind him. You can see him. Drifted into that corner there. Thankfully, did not spin the car again.
Looks like the rear brake bias is really affecting some of these drivers. Usually don't really feel it in the Formula 1 cars, but in the Formula 2 cars, the back end really stepping out.
Yeah, I noticed that too when I'm in the heavy braking zones and the rear end just steps out because I applied too much brake. You don't want to
closest battle on track is Ron closing up to Terror Racer. Another yellow flag technically.
That is Luke, he's backwards.
In the switching to the section. How's he done that back?
Hopefully not another puncher.
I hope it doesn't fall out another virtual safety car because there's some safety battles going on. With Ron following Terror Racer, his teammate up the hill, nearly collecting him. We go round the left hand and then to the right of Casino Square. He's going to get a better exit. It looks like Terror Racer's just going to hold it in front of him for Mirabeau.
Jules, 3 tenths behind Zach as well, so keep an eye on that battle. There they are then, Jules and Zach fight for a P4 as they come down into the Nova chicane. He's right behind him but can't make any moves. As Zach gets out of shape, will that allow Jules to go down the inside? Nope, he thinks better of it because you don't want to go side by side through there. It's only meant for one car only. What about Ron down there? He's still behind Tow Racer.
Surprisingly enough, no penalties for any of the drivers left in this Grand Prix.
Yeah, that's true actually.
Easier, so I don't have to add up all the penalties.
Jules then, right behind Zach, he's got DRS as we make our way down now into turn 1, not close enough as Joost has set the fastest lap of the race. Jules has picked up a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. I think I might have to take responsibility for that one, as I was just talking about no one having time penalties. And then Jules goes and gets himself a time penalty. I do believe that'll only drop him down 1 position.
Ron.
Zach and Jules having a bit of a drift competition into Mirabeau there. Zach dropped it, managed to just about hold on to it, and in response Jules says, I can do a better drift, and tries to beat him.
Ron is right behind his teammate, desperate to get past. I'm not quite sure it's his teammate. No, it's not his teammate, I just saw the same colour car. But he's right behind him, and Jules is right behind Zach. Nah, not making a move down here, too risky. Ron doesn't make a move into the Nova chicane, he stays behind Terror. Nick's doing a very good job to defend from him.
Zach's got a penalty. So that battle for P4 is now a legit battle for P5, as Eustace caught up to it. So he will take P4 as it stands. But the battle between Jules, is he going to have a look down the inside of Sandoval?
Oh!
A little bit of contact there.
And here comes Joost. Joost has taken 5th place away from Jules after that mistake. Can Jules be the one to overtake Zach? And Ron is still right behind Tow Racer, he can't find a way past, but can he get a better exit because Tow Racer has got into the... oh, he almost loses traction!
Both of them lost traction there. Tow Racer wasn't in as bad shape as Ron, but both of them having a bit of a squirm coming out of Sandoval. Really, his Ron has a little bit of a drift coming out of Casino Square there, but instantly right onto the back of Terror Racer. So Ron's definitely the quicker driver at the moment, but Terror Racer showing what he's made of defensively.
The top 3 are still fighting away as well, so we've got different group of battles, it must be said, in different parts of the track. Ron, can he finally overtake Terra Racer over chicane? Is he close enough to make that move down the inside? No, he's not. He's going to have to find a better exit than Terra Racer. I know Terra Racer struggles at traction, the exit over chicane, but not on this occasion he doesn't. And look at that, Jost is right behind Zach, and Ron's overtaking him. I can't quite say, yeah, he's overtaking him, but go back on board with Jost, it's right behind him. They go alongside each other. And gets a better exit. Yes, he does. Gets a better exit, but Zach's still there alongside. Go aboard with Jules to see what happens. Can Zach try and hold him around the outside? There's contact made, and they're in the wall, all three of them. Jules, he outbroke himself. It hit Yost, and he ended up in the wall himself, and Zach as well.
Sylvan now in P3 challenging Jill. He's caught right up to him at the back of that last lap. It is all kicking off now in this Monaco sprint race. Everyone's trying to attack everyone else. I did see that Terra Racer went down the inside of Ron into Raskas and retook that 8th position.
Yeah.
So Sylvan now within 3/10 of Jill. Ron is now also within 3/10 of Terra Racer after being re-overtaken. Wow, it's proper kicking off here now.
Look at that, it's all over the back of him. I expect the super soft runners. Look at the super soft runners. 10 laps of being on those tyres, and they could really struggle towards the latest. At the end of this lap, it must be said. But the race lap of Maxwell will win the Monaco Grand Prix with his teammate behind him. Sylvan will finish in 3rd place. So look at that, here comes Ron then. Try and go down the inside of here, but Terra Racer outbreaks himself, and here comes Ron. He makes the move. Does he make the move? They make contact. But Ron then, he finally gets past Terra Racer, and he's up into 8th place. Finally, after all those laps behind him, that was the move.
Mental move. Very risky going into Tabac. Terra Racer does have damage on his front left end plate, but the battle of the two drivers, it looks like Ron is going to take P8 there. Brilliant race, absolutely amazing race.
Yeah, it must be said for the Monaco Grand Prix, the feature race was special, so was the sprint race. I enjoyed both races, considering being a Monaco Grand Prix. It's usually boring in the F1 cars, but the F2 cars definitely put on a show tonight, and the reward was with an amazing race for both races, it must be said. So
two amazing races.
It's
Absolutely brilliant.
A race lab 1-2 for the boys. French 1-2-2, and Sylvan in P3 then. He forgets a podium after failing to score one in the feature race due to penalties. VSR Yost will finish in 4th place with Zach in P5. Jules in P6 ahead of his teammate Sahilu. Jules was a bit optimistic down into Casino Square. He tried to make the move, couldn't make his stick, and he got involved with 2 cars with Yost and Zach. Sahilu P7, Rod in P8 ahead of Terra Racer, who finally got past Terra Racer on the last lap. Finley in P10, but Finley wasn't here for the race, so I'm not quite sure if those points will count. Sem P11, Luke P12, Symbolics, Yannick, Shender, Enzo, Kaz, Ginger, and Bakke Yogurt.
That was an absolutely brilliant race. That little battle between Yost, Zach and Jules, I think that's how it would have ended up anyway. So Yost showing that he can do a bit of overtaking when he's stuck in the pack, even though I do believe it was Yannick and Luke came into the pits and gifted everyone above them 2 extra positions. But a very French podium for 1st and 2nd around Monaco, a French speaking country, so I think they'll be quite happy with that one.
I believe Jill will move up into 2nd place in the championship after Yannick and Ginger failing to score points. Zach will move up as well, so Ginger then down into 5th place it seems, and Quicksilver did not score any points either. So the championship looks like Jules then definitely leading it. Jill will move up into 2nd place, Zach will move up into 3rd, so Yannick and Ginger then lost out a lot, and it looks like it'll be Jill and Jules fighting for the championship. Jill has gained a lot of points in these past 2 races, so we move on to the Russian Grand Prix next week, and glad to be back commentating again after a 2-week break. But thank you, Ethan.
Thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed it, as well as you being back from a 2-week break commentating. What a treat to come back to for those that Formula 2 race around Monaco. Can't wait for the next 3, the final 3 races, as you said, Russia, Spain, and the final in Hungary. Be very interesting to see if if Jules can actually win the championship without actually winning a race.
That is true indeed.
He's got 3 races. He needs a load of second positions if he wants to pull that one off.
We'll be back to F1 cars next week, so we'll see you all in Russia next time out. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the weather, and don't get too drunk.